Greetings, Inquisitor. I'm pleased you found this holocron. Today we will be discussing double drop events and what is the most efficient way to take advantage when these are offered in the game. We've seen the events before. We have to assume that they'll happen again in the future. The interesting part is the game offers us something for free, doubling our loot, but they rely on us getting greedy and clicking on a whole bunch of crystal refreshes and spending a bunch of crystals that we wouldn't normally spend. So what we're going to talk about is where that makes sense and where that becomes inefficient to do. At the heart of it, the most basic concept, double drops are a doubling of the loot on a particular node. The probability remains the same. So it's just 2 days worth of farming in one day. If you'd normally farm a hard node, whatever you get off of that one day, farm it again a second day, whatever you would get statistically averaged. Instead, you get double that in one day. That's it. That's what we're getting with these double drop events. Here's an example. If I'd have farmed this under normal circumstances, I would have got 4 of these Chirotech shock prods, for example, and now I get 8. That's it. That's the advantage that we get. So let's talk about refresh energy. If we normally do 50 crystal refreshes, the 3 refreshes that we can do for 50 at the basic level, and most of us do those refreshes, then you're getting twice as much as you would normally get for those refreshes. If you decide suddenly it's double drop day, I'm going to also do the 100 crystal refreshes, just understand you're farming 2 days worth for 100 crystals where normally you would farm for 50. So you're back to completely normal efficiency. So while it doesn't get you any advantage in terms of efficiency, it does get you time. So if you can afford to spend the crystals, then it's the equivalent of doing a couple extra days of farming at the normal price for the 100 crystal refreshes. Anything more than that, the 200 cost refreshes and up, are simply losing. For Cantina, of course, these numbers are double the basic. Refresh for a Cantina is 100. 200 can be equal to a normal day. Twice the cost, twice the loot. Past that, again, the refreshes are losing. What about ramping up? The event's announced ahead of time. You know it's coming. Maybe you have 3 or 4 days to prepare. Maybe it's a week, whatever it is. And you say, okay, I'm going to stock up energy ahead of time so that I can spend it on the double drop event days. Let's take a look and see what that brings us, whether that's efficient or not. In a normal day, we gain 240 energy, 135 free energy. 3 times a day you can claim 45 energy, so that's another 135. And then your 3 basic refreshes will get you another 360 energy. However, if you start stocking up energy ahead of time, the 240 energy that you generate for being under the cap will be lost. So overall, on a given day, 360 energy plus 135, that's the free energy that you get plus the 3 refreshes, is 495 energy. 240 normal free energy is lost. So if we take a look at the effect of that, we get 495 energy that we know we're going to spend for 200% effect. So it's virtually 990 energy. Normally with the 240 additional free energy, we would get a total of 735. So if we divide those two out, it's 135% efficiency. I put the decimal in the wrong spot. Interesting. Anyway, it's 35% more efficient than normal to save energy ahead of time. Now, it's not 200%, but it's also not 100%. So you do get some advantage for saving up energy ahead of time. For fleets, you only get 45 free energy a day, so this is down a little bit from the 135%. But again, overall, your ability to get more advantage for saving up ahead of time is still over 100%. Similarly, let's go look at the Cantina. We can do 360 energy in refreshes for the 3 basic tiers, plus 45 free energy. Gives us 405 Cantina energy that we can stock up per day at a relatively normal price. The 120 normal free energy that we would get is lost. So again, we do the calculation, 405 energy that we can use for double the effect. And normally we would have 525 energy in the same time period. So this is 154%. Again, 54% more efficient. It's not 200%, but it's still well above 100%. So it's effective if you want to save up ahead of time for a Cantina energy double drop day. Now the issue that really I think takes a little bit of discussion to understand, and that's hard node management. So if normally you're farming and you're what I call force farming, you're doing the node twice a day to try to get that particular character or ship faster, then you're paying this 25 gem refresh cost, 25 crystals to refresh the node. And that's in addition to the cost of your energy. If you do that, it's still only giving you 2 days worth of farming for the first one and 2 days worth for the second one. But if you're normally doing that anyway, it's still simply 2 days worth of farming in 1 day. For most people, or for some people, you won't be force farming a node, but you think because it's double drops, maybe it would be a good idea to go ahead and force farm it. So we start thinking about spending these 25, 50, or 100 crystals to refresh these nodes. So again, let's take a look at the math and see if that makes sense. So if you've saved up energy, and to do this calculation, we're going to do it very simply, and we're going to say half of the energy we're using is from today, it's full 200% value. Half of the energy we saved up from yesterday, just to give us a generic way to calculate this. 25 crystals to refresh the node once. Half of our energy is at 200% effectiveness, half of it's at 135. And then we lose this ratio of half of a refresh worth of crystals. Remember, if a normal refresh is 50, we're spending 25. We're not getting a refresh, we're giving it away to refresh the node. So that loses us some percentage of efficiency overall. And then we calculate out that in total, refreshing the nodes compared to normal would be 142% efficient. So still over 100%, not a bad deal. Probably something that we're still willing to engage in to get effective use of the double drop days. However, if we go into this second refresh, we look at the same thing. Now the math looks a little bit different. We're giving away 75 crystals for the second refresh, and that costs us a full refresh, and now our efficiency is going down below 100%. You could spend the 50 crystals if you want to, but then you're pretty much back to even with what you normally farm. You're ahead on time, but you're not being efficient with your crystal or energy spending. Now, on the other hand, if you're just focusing like 1 or 2 nodes and you say, I'm not going to go crazy with a bunch of different nodes. I'm just going to focus on this one node. I'm not going to save up energy. It's just all stuff from today. And I really want to burn down this one node. Well, then you look at the second refresh and it's all at 200% because it's not saved energy. It's just energy from today. The second refresh, again, 50, and the first refresh at 25. It ends up putting you at an overall of efficiency of about 125%, which is okay. It's over 100%. So in some cases, it might make sense to do that 50 crystal refresh if you want to. But anything more than that, and you're definitely going to fall below 100% efficiency, and it's not something that you're going to want to do. Conclusions from this: we don't want to refresh the hard nodes more than once, or we start to lose efficiency. And again, all we would have to do is just go to a different node that we don't have to refresh, maintain full efficiency for whatever rate of return that we could get with our energy without spending the extra crystals to refresh that node, And that's what I recommend. So that first refresh for 25, it's okay to do. Beyond that, move on to a different node. Keep your efficiency high. Now, if your goal is simply to get days ahead on farming, then fine. Do as many refreshes as you like. I'm just telling you how the math works out in very simple terms. That means that the normal nodes are really more of an advantage during the double drop days. Once you farmed out your hard nodes normally, you go to the normal nodes and you can get full advantage and for 200% or 135% energy value from saved energy and cash in full value. Some of the nodes that I recommend, if you don't know exactly where to farm on the light side, if the event affects light side nodes, I love 7B. That's the Chiral Shock Prod node. It also has a ton of materials that break down for bronzium wiring for making relics, so that's also good. 9F has bayonets that also break down for high-level relic materials used for Relic 8. It also gives you Mark III hollow projectors, which also are used for relics. Dark side, we like 9C. That gives us the Mark 12 cybernetics, again, relic materials, as well as Mark IV Bactigels that are needed in a lot of different places in the game. 8B gives us stun guns. We all need hundreds of stun guns. So one thing to do if it's dark side energy, for example, just go farm up a bunch of stun guns. If you don't need them right away, put them in inventory, and you'll always be able to use them. Cantina, 8F, incomplete signal data. That's the green signal data. It has a relatively low drop rate. It's one of the ones that you always need, and it always seems to take longer to farm than you think. So getting a little bit ahead on Cantina double drop days would be good. In Fleet, I like 3C. It gives the HoloLens. That's used in a lot of different characters. 2E gives the Mark 12 Furnace, again, used in a lot of different characters. Those two, very reliable nodes. You're always going to use the materials that you get from there. If it's mod day, well, hey, I love it when it's mod day, so put a smile on your face and farm whatever you like out of mods. Feeding the Shard Shop. Anybody who watches my channel knows I believe the Shard Shop has an excellent conversion rate, and it's a really good way to buy rare gear as well as the pieces that you need to go to gear 13 for relicking your characters. If you have nodes that are fully farmed that have characters at 7 stars, this can be a very effective way to feed the Shard Shop during double drop events. For example, light side 8D, if you farm Houndstooth, you will probably have Django maxed out as well as Houndstooth. You could still go back to that node and farm it. You'll get a lot of shards for the Shard Shop, both from Django and the Houndstooth. You'll also get potentially some stun cuffs off of that node and more to boot. It's a very good node to farm. It feeds the Shard Shop at double the rate. Lightside 8C, similarly Snow Trooper and Resistance Hero Finn. Also has Carbantes on that node, so it's good. 6D, Darkside, Jolie Bindo, Bo-Katan, and Carbantes. There's more nodes like 7D on the light side, 8B on the dark side that have multiple characters or multiple ships. If you have any of those nodes farmed out where the characters or the ships are at 7 stars, it's a good way to feed the Shard Shop. For Cantina, node 3F has Kylo Ren Unmasked and the TIE Silencer. If you farm that node to get the TIE Silencer, you will have both at 7 stars. And in double drop events that affect the Cantina, this is one of my favorite uses of the Cantina energy, because the shards just pour out of there. I can move them over to the Shard Shop and use them on the gear that I really want. Buying packs with energy, sometimes during these events, they'll drop a pack in the store that has energy in it. It'll automatically seem like a great value to buy because the energy is worth twice as much during the double drop event. I calculate the value of packs based on crystal conversion, and I typically don't buy packs unless they have at least 150% or more of the rate of crystal conversion. For example, there's some packs in the game that have about 180 to 200% crystal conversion that are good deals. There's gear packs out of the Journey Guide that have almost 2.5 to 3 times crystal value. Those are very good if you're going to spend money. But don't just buy a pack in the store because it's got energy in it. Figure out how much it's worth, figure out if it's a good deal before you click that purchase button. Galactic upgrade bundles for those who have Google Play, or maybe there's other similar systems that offer rewards. This is a great time to cash in your rewards if they have energy included in them. And for example, Google Play points convert to the large Galactic upgrade kit that you can buy. And it does have energy in it, and it's efficient to use those for completely double the rate during the double drop events. So in summary, there's basically 7 things that we can take away. If you want to stock up energy buying the 3 base cost refreshes, that's efficient. Focusing on normal nodes to keep the efficiency as high as possible is the best way to convert your energy into loot during the double drop events. A 25 crystal refresh on hard nodes is efficient. Be careful going up from there. Buy packs in the store only if they are already a good value. Use perks or free upgrade bundles that have energy in them during these times. Makes sense. The second tier of refresh rates gives you normal efficiency. You don't really gain the advantage of the double drops, but it does save you some time. It does get you ahead on time. Anything beyond the second tier of refreshers is losing efficiency, and we really don't want to do that. We don't want to give CG our money simply because there's double drops when we're actually spending more crystals than it's worth. Last and final point, 7, consider feeding the shard shop. If you have hard nodes to farm, or if you did save up a lot of energy ahead of time, hitting these hard nodes and converting those shards to the shard shop currency is a very efficient way to take advantage of the event. How about you? Do you have other clever ideas? Maybe there's other things that I missed, tips, tricks, ideas that you might have. Please put them in the comments below. In the future, when other people watch this video to prepare for a double drop event, they'll see those comments. Maybe it'll help. So please let us know if you have any other nifty tips or tricks that we can all use to become more efficient. That's the end of the Holocron. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you all watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, if you want to watch more videos like this in the future. Hit the like if you haven't. Use your like saber, cut that thing in half. We all know how fun that is. Helps me, helps the channel. I appreciate it very much. Discord's in the link below as well. We have a great community. Join us over there. Thank you all very much. And I will see you in the next Holocron.